Good afternoon and welcome from lunch break. I'm presenting on Ghanaian cultural scripts for asymmetrical social interactions. Now, in Ghana, it is popularly known among Ghanaians that it is, we require respectful speech whenever there is subordinate superior interaction. So we have what we call kasapa. Kasapa is, well, we translate that as good speech, or pokasa, polite or civilized speech, or buokasa, respectful speech, anytime you have to interact with somebody who is higher than you in terms of status. So what I'm doing today is to present an insider perspective on how status characteristics influence communicative behaviors during social interactions among Ghanaians. And I will use semantic explications and cultural script to describe interactions with elderly people, high-ranking individuals, respected workers, our traditional rulers, and then persons older than oneself, to enable people like you, non-Ghanaians, to understand the viewpoint of cultural insiders, right? So to do this, I will first take you to Ghana, and then we'll look at the cultural perspectives on communication, then we'll discuss some explications and cultural scripts. So Ghana is a country in West Africa. It was formerly a British colony known as the Gold Coast. Now, this Gold Coast is not the Gold Coast in Queensland, because we actually have gold. So when I first got to Australia, I asked, is there gold on the Gold Coast? The driver said, oh no, we named it Gold Coast because of the sun. All right, so it's not the Gold Coast there. And there are over 27 million people in Ghana. The capital of Ghana is Accra, and it is not common to find somebody who speaks only one language in Ghana. Ghana is highly multilingual. So I, for one, my mother tongue is Ebe, but then I speak Akan and Ga as well. Now, due to our colonial heritage, English is the official language of Ghana. Now, Ghana is a hierarchical society, and status is based on gender, age, or rank. Let me explain this a little bit. Now, when you go somewhere with your son, even though you are older than your son, you're supposed to state your mission for being there. Now, even though you are older, the mom would have to keep quiet so that the son will state the mission, because he is male and then the mother is female. Apart from this age, when, let's say you are in a house and then a visitor comes in and the visitor asks you a question. If there are older people around, you don't respond. You actually refer that visitor to the elders to answer the question. If you answer the question, even though you know the answer, you have disrespected the older people there. Now, we also place high value on verbal eloquence and oratory, because we believe that if you are not verbally eloquent, you could cause disharmony in the society. So you need to know who you are talking to be able to select what you are saying, like choose your words carefully so that you don't offend anybody. Okay, I've talked about this already. Now let's look at some cultural explications and then cultural scripts. Okay, so these are some picture of some elders, like they are dancing at a social event. Let me first make this clear that the elderly person in Ghana is, like when we say somebody is an elderly person, we don't mean a fragile or a weak person. You're looking at somebody who is highly respectable, somebody you can go to for advice when you are in a fix or something, somebody who is a rich repository of knowledge. So we have proverbs like, when an old person dies, a whole library is burnt. So let's look at this. This someone is someone of one kind. people can think about someone of this kind like this. This someone was born a long time ago. This someone was born a long time ago before many other people were born. Many people don't know how people live well. This someone can know it. So general issues of life. These people are people who have some experience they can share. These other people can know it if this someone knows, if this someone says some things to them at some time. Often, if these other people want to know what is good for them to do at some time, they can know it if this someone says something to them. So these are for specific issues. Like you find yourself in trouble, you go to an elderly person and then you seek their advice or their counsel. Many people feel something good towards this someone. So the next is a mega, a high-ranking person. So let's say somebody who, a minister of state or your boss at work, your employer. Okay. So this someone is someone of one kind. Few people are like this someone. People can think about someone of this kind like this. This someone is above many people. At the same time, this someone is someone above me. This someone can do many good things for many people if this someone wants. This someone can do many bad things to many people if this someone wants. People can feel something good about this someone. So these people are powerful in the society. You don't do anything to offend them because, well, there are stories of people who spoke against other people on radio and then the next morning they were missing. Like they couldn't be found. So that's it. And at the same time, these are the people who build schools for communities, hospitals, and so on and so forth. So they can be both. You can find their positive side and their negative sides, depending on how you relate to them. Now we have respected workers like a nurse. Now here in Australia, a nurse is not somebody who will be considered as a respected worker. The Australians can confirm. But in Ghana, if you are, let's say, in a queue for a bus and then you see a nurse, you allow her to cross the line, to jump the queue. Okay, because you know that she's going to save lives. A professor, a soldier, a doctor, and so on and so forth. So this someone is someone of one kind. Few people are like this someone. People can think about someone of this kind like this. This someone can do some good things for people. Not many other people can do things like this. So these people have special capabilities that other people do not have. Because of this, people can think like this. This someone is someone above many other people. Many people feel something good towards this someone. Right. This is a traditional ruler. We call them Togbi or Nana, and it means chief. So this someone is someone of one kind. People in the place can think about someone of this kind like this. This someone is someone above other people in this place. So a chief, you are a chief of a particular area. Once you go to another area, there is another chief there. So you lose even though you are a chief, your powers do not extend to another land. It is just within your domain. This someone can do many good things for people in this place if this someone wants. This someone can do many bad things to many people in this place if this someone wants. When someone of this kind says to people in this place, I want you to do this, they can't not do it. It is compulsory. Whatever the chief says, you do it. If he says, give me your wife, you have to give your wife to him. If at some time someone doesn't do it, bad things can happen to this person because of it. There is one someone in a place like this, not more. So you can't have two chiefs in a place. It is just one. Okay. Right. So all these explications have something in common. That is people above other people in the community. Let's look at how you are supposed to interact with such people. But what I will do is to leave, I have a different script for the chief because it needs, there is more to speaking to a chief than speaking with just someone above you. So if I think about someone like this this someone is someone above me. At the same time, this someone is someone above many other people. It is good if I think like this. If I want to say something to this someone, it is good if I say it in one way, not in other ways. So I told you about verbal eloquence earlier. Now, speaking to these people, you must always be careful and cautious. And so usually, if you don't want trouble, you speak to them in an indirect way. And in Ghana, we speak indirectly using both verbal strategies and then non-verbal strategies. And so for verbal strategies, we use proverbs, metaphors like figurative language in general. And then for non-verbal strategies, we use our dance styles, our hairstyles, the cloth we wear. Many of the cloths in Ghana have names, so you can just speak to somebody using the cloth you wear. There is a cloth called "My Neighbor is Ungrateful." And sometimes people name their children, the middle name of some children are actually attacks on some other people. So somebody's child could be "Money is Good," and then another person's child will be "Human Being is Good." Yeah, so that is to say somebody feels that he is richer than the other person and so wants to show off. And then the other person will say, okay, I have many children, and so I love my children even though I don't have enough money. Sometimes people use the names of pets to communicate to other people and so on and so forth. Now, in a situation where you cannot avoid a direct speech, you cannot, whether you like it or not, you cannot be indirect, what you do is that there are some apologetic expressions that we use. One is sebe, S-E-B-E, sorry, I can't write that, sebe, or taflache. So anytime you are talking to somebody who is higher than you and then you say sebe, the person knows that whatever you're about to say is a bit offensive. So you can say, okay, I don't know. And you can also use words like please, me pacho, me de kuku, or I beg to say, me shremeka, to preface anything that you think will offend this person you are talking to. I want people to know that I think about this someone like this. That's why you're speaking to the person that way. I feel something good towards this someone. I don't want this someone to think something bad about me. I don't want this someone to feel something bad because I say something. At the same time, I don't want other people to say something bad about me. I don't want them to say something bad about my family. Because of this, I can't not say some words. So these words are medekuku, sebe, taflache, and all of that. At the same time, I cannot say some words like insults, like direct offensive words. You dare not say any of these. Now, Ghana is a more collective community than like Australia. And so anything you do, the repercussion is on your family as well. So if you do something wrong, the first thing somebody will say is, you are not well trained. That is, they are insulting your parents or your family members. And sometimes it goes beyond your family members to the community from which you come from. So you have to be very careful not to bring shame or disgrace to your people. So you try to conduct yourself very well. Now let's look at the scripts for the chief. When I'm with Toby, that is the word for chief, if I want to say something, it is good if I think like this. I can't say something to Toby like I say to other people. If I want to say something to Toby, it is good if I say it to someone else of one kind. A short time after, this someone else can say it to Toby. Now, you don't talk to the chief directly, no matter what you want to say. Even if you want to say, Nana, live forever, you don't tell him directly. You have to tell someone who is specially trained. And this person is known as Ochiami. well, I don't have an explication of an Ochiame here, maybe another time. And this person is specially trained. It is believed that this person serves as a filter. So whatever you say to the person knows how the chief will appreciate it. So the person will now turn it in a way that the chief will appreciate it before telling the chief. If I don't do it like this, people can say something bad about me. They can say something bad about my family. Something bad can happen to me because of this. So the delicate nature of communicating with a chief can be found in a metaphor where it's, that can be translated as, if you befriend a chief, know that he is sitting on a rope or a thread. If you befriend a chief, know that he is sitting on a thread, which means that your relationship with him is very delicate, and so you must be very careful. And because if you're not careful, you could be beheaded. You'll just be carried away, and that's it. Your family members will not see you again. Like in the olden days, people were buried alive because they didn't speak well to a chief. So your parents will give you away willingly they will just, okay, it's okay, because they don't want trouble. Otherwise, they could all become slaves or something, like be banished out of the town. So they will just, you who went to find your own trouble, they will just give you away. Please take him away and deal with him. That is it. All right. Now, this is like a bonus script where we are looking at somebody who is older than somebody who is just older than you, because apart from the eldest, if somebody is just 1 month older than you, it is still expected that you respect this kind of person. So if I think about someone like this someone was born before I was born, it is good if I think like this. If I want to say something to this someone, it can be good if I say some words. At the same time, it is not good if I say some other words. I don't want this someone to feel something bad because I say something. At the same time, I don't want people to say something bad about me. So let me use myself as an example in this case. I have told my siblings that I'm the firstborn, and I've told my siblings that, okay, don't call me sister, because in Ghana, so anybody who is older than you, you should you don't mention the first name of the person. You have to address the person with a kinship term, or address the person with a honorific or a title if the person has a title. So I have said, okay, no, don't just mention my name. And they keep finding themselves in trouble because visitors come home, and then the third one will say, Rachel, and they'll say, hey, don't you know she's your elder sister? Call her sister. And it's a bit awkward, but well, I have said I don't want this sister kind of thing. Just mention my first name. So they keep finding themselves in trouble because of things like this. So they find people saying bad things about them, even though it's not their fault anyway, right? That's it. But then what I want us to know today is that subordinate superior interactions among Ghanaians is guided by various norms and expectations. And anytime you are interacting with somebody who is higher than you, you should embellish your talk with figures of speech that maintain their social statuses, like address terms and honorifics and the use of politeness markers and all of that. Now, if you don't do this, you have to remember that you will bring some trouble on yourself, not just you, your family members, or sometimes your entire community. So a good understanding of this helps social relationships to thrive among Ghanaians. Thank you.